In the grand sprawling tapestry of existence that I have woven over eons, few creatures command such primal respect, such a sense of timeless power as the crocodilians. These magnificent reptiles, survivors from an age when giants roamed the earth, continue to thrive in the waterways of our world. Among them, two groups often stand out, their names whispered with a mixture of awe and trepidation: the alligators and the crocodiles. They are reptilian royalty, apex predators sculpted by millennia of evolutionary pressures, embodying the raw, untamed spirit of the wild. Yet, despite their distinct lineages and unique adaptations, a veil of confusion often shrouds these formidable animals. To the untrained eye, one formidable snout, one armor-plated body may seem much like another. Many find themselves perplexed, unable to discern the subtle yet significant differences that set apart an alligator from its often more notoriously repute cousin, the crocodile. It is a common misapprehension, one that obscures the fascinating nuances of their separate evolutionary journeys. Today, we embark on a journey of discovery, to peel back the layers of this ancient enigma. We shall delve into the specific characteristics that define each of these remarkable beings, exploring their forms, their chosen domains, their very nature. Join me as we illuminate the distinctions, celebrating the unique marvel that is each of these enduring archosaurs, and perhaps foster a deeper appreciation for the incredible diversity I have instilled within the animal kingdom. Observe, if you will, the very face of these ancient predators. The snout, a primary tool for survival, offers the most immediate and often most reliable clue to their identity. In my grand design, form invariably follows function, and so it is with these magnificent creatures. The alligator, a denizen often of calmer freshwater realms, possesses a snout that is characteristically broad and rounded, almost U-shaped when viewed from above. This robust structure is not merely an aesthetic quirk, it is a masterclass in specialized engineering. This wider jaw allows the alligator to exert immense crushing force, perfectly suited for tackling hard-shelled prey such as turtles, large snails, and crustaceans that share its aquatic home. Imagine the immense pressure brought to bear, a testament to the power I have imbued in these patient hunters. When an alligator's mouth is closed, you will notice that typically only the upper teeth are visible, neatly overlapping the lower jaw. This creates a rather tidy, if still formidable, appearance. Consider the American alligator, a quintessential example. Its broad snout serves it well in the murky waters of swamps and marshes, a powerful vice grip that seldom fails. This design is a legacy of countless generations, honed to perfection for the ecological niche it occupies. The very shape speaks of a diet and a hunting strategy, refined over millions of years, a testament to the slow, deliberate artistry of natural selection. Now, let us turn our gaze to the crocodile. Here, the story changes. The crocodile's snout, in stark contrast, is typically more tapered and pointed, forming a distinct V-shape. This more elongated, almost dagger-like profile is indicative of a different, perhaps more generalized predatory toolkit. While still capable of exerting formidable bite force, this shape is exceptionally well suited for snapping up fish, mammals, and birds with swift, precise movements. The V-shaped snout allows for quicker lateral movements in water, a crucial advantage when pursuing agile prey. Furthermore, when a crocodile closes its mouth, a rather more menacing dental display is often apparent. You will frequently see teeth from both the upper and lower jaws interlocking, with the large fourth tooth on each side of the lower jaw fitting into a conspicuous notch on the outside of the upper jaw, remaining visible even when the mouth is shut. This toothy grin, as it's sometimes described, is a hallmark of many crocodile species, from the Nile crocodile of Africa to the saltwater crocodile of Australasia. It is a visual declaration of their predatory prowess, a warning etched into their very anatomy. The shape of their snout is a direct reflection of their adaptability, allowing them to exploit a wider array of food sources across diverse environments. Think of the evolutionary pathways that led to these distinctions. For the alligator, a specialization towards certain types of prey in specific habitats encouraged the development of a crushing jaw. For the crocodile, a broader dietary range, and in many species an adaptation to more open or varied waters, favored a snout that was both powerful and agile. capable of snatching a fish or a terrestrial animal with equal proficiency. These are not accidental features, they are the result of relentless environmental pressures, of the constant dance between predator and prey that I orchestrate across the globe. Each nuance in bone structure, each variation in dental arrangement tells a story of survival, of challenges met and overcome through generations of subtle modification. The snout is a key, unlocking the secrets of their respective lifestyles. The forces at play are intricate. The availability of food, the nature of the water currents, the types of vegetation offering cover, all these factors contribute to the selective pressures that sculpt these magnificent animals. The alligator's robust jaw is a fortress of power, while the crocodile's more slender snout is a rapier, swift and versatile. And so, the next time you encounter one of these formidable reptiles, whether in a photograph, a film, or perhaps from a safe distance in its natural domain, pay close attention to its snout. Let this simple observation be your first step in distinguishing these ancient lineages, appreciating the subtle yet profound ways in which I have shaped them to reign supreme in their watery worlds. It is a primary lesson in the art of telling these cousins apart. The environments these creatures inhabit offer another crucial set of clues to their distinct identities. While both are masters of the aquatic realm, their tolerance for and preference for different water salinities have carved out distinct geographical and ecological niches across the planet I have provided for them. This divergence in habitat preference is a fascinating chapter in their evolutionary narratives. Alligators, for the most part, are creatures of fresh water. They flourish in the languid embrace of swamps, marshes, rivers, and lakes. Think of the vast wetlands of the American Southeast, where the American alligator reigns. These environments, rich in the specific types of prey their broad snouts are designed for, are their ancestral strongholds. Their physiology is finely tuned to life in these less saline conditions. They lack the highly developed salt-excreting glands that their crocodile cousins possess, making prolonged exposure to salt water a physiological challenge. While they can tolerate brackish water for short periods, and indeed are sometimes found in such transitional zones, their true domain lies where the water is fresh and the living for them is easier. This preference dictates their distribution and the ecosystems they shape. The Chinese alligator, a smaller and critically endangered relative, similarly confines itself to the freshwater rivers and wetlands of eastern China. Its very survival is tied to the health of these specific habitats, highlighting the alligator's deep connection to freshwater systems. This fidelity to freshwater is a defining characteristic, a boundary that shapes their world. Crocodiles, on the other hand, exhibit a remarkable versatility in their choice of aquatic homes. Many species, though not all, are equipped with specialized salt glands, typically located on their tongues. These incredible adaptations allow them to excrete excess salt, enabling them to thrive not only in freshwater rivers and lakes, but also in brackish estuaries, mangrove swamps, and even the open ocean. This physiological advantage has allowed crocodiles to achieve a much wider global distribution, colonizing coastal regions and islands that remain inaccessible to most alligators. The formidable saltwater crocodile, or salty, is the supreme example of this adaptation, undertaking long sea voyages and dominating marine and estuarine environments across Southeast Asia and northern Australia. Its presence shapes entire coastal ecosystems. Consider the Nile crocodile, found throughout much of sub-Saharan Africa. While often inhabiting freshwater rivers and lakes, it is also perfectly at home in brackish estuaries and mangrove systems. This adaptability allows it to exploit a broader range of territories and food sources, contributing to its success as one of the continent's apex predators. The ability to bridge the gap between fresh and saltwater worlds is a significant evolutionary triumph. The presence of these salt glands is a testament to the diverse evolutionary pressures I have applied. For crocodiles, the ability to tolerate or even thrive in saline environments opened up new frontiers, new hunting grounds, and new opportunities for dispersal. This expansion into saltwater niches also reduced direct competition with their freshwater-bound alligator relatives in regions where their ranges might otherwise overlap more extensively. This difference in habitat preference is not merely a matter of choice, but a fundamental aspect of their biology. It influences their diet, their reproductive strategies, and their interactions with other species, including humans. Understanding where they live is key to understanding who they are and the roles they play in the intricate web of life I have woven. So when you observe one of these magnificent reptiles, consider the water that surrounds it. Is it the dark, tannin-stained water of a cypress swamp, or the shimmering, salty expanse of a coastal mangrove forest? The answer can provide a strong indication of whether you are looking at an alligator, a creature primarily of freshwater domains, or a crocodile, a more versatile mariner of both fresh and saline realms. This distinction is fundamental. This preference, or rather this physiological capability, is a cornerstone of their ecological separation. It allows these two great families of crocodilians to coexist on a broader scale, each mastering its preferred aquatic environment, each a monarch in its own right within the diverse liquid landscapes I've sculpted on this planet. The water itself tells a part of their story. Chapter 3. Titans of the waterways, a matter of scale. When considering these ancient predators, the sheer scale of their being often inspires a profound sense of awe. Size and weight are significant factors in the life of any animal, influencing its dominance, its metabolic needs, and the prey it can subdue. In the grand theatre of the natural world that I have set, crocodiles as a group generally attain larger and heavier proportions than their alligator counterparts. This is, of course, a generalization, and exceptions do exist within the diverse families of Crocodilidae and Alligatoridae. However, when we look at the largest representatives of each group, the disparity becomes quite apparent. The undisputed king of all living reptiles, the saltwater crocodile, can reach truly colossal dimensions, with males sometimes exceeding 6 or even 7 meters in length and weighing well over a ton. Such a behemoth is a testament to the raw potential for growth I have instilled. In contrast, the largest of the alligators, the American alligator, while still a formidable creature, typically reaches maximum lengths of around 4 to 4.5 meters, with exceptional individuals occasionally exceeding 5. Their weight, too, is generally less than that of the largest crocodiles, though a large bull alligator is by no means a lightweight, commanding immense respect in its own domain. This difference in ultimate size has significant ecological implications. A larger body requires more sustenance, influencing hunting strategies and prey selection. The sheer power of a fully grown saltwater or Nile crocodile allows it to tackle exceptionally large prey, including buffalo wildebeest and even on occasion, sharks. Their size makes them virtually invulnerable to other predators once they reach adulthood. The American alligator, while perfectly capable of taking deer or other similarly sized mammals that venture too close to the water's edge, often relies on a diet that includes a greater proportion of smaller animals, reflecting its somewhat smaller average and maximum size. Its ecological impact, though immense, is calibrated to its physical capabilities within its freshwater ecosystems. Even among the smaller species, this trend often holds. For instance, the spectacled caiman, a member of the alligator family, is considerably smaller than many true crocodile species found in similar South American habitats, such as the Orinoco crocodile. This difference in scale allows for a degree of niche partitioning, reducing direct competition for resources in areas where their ranges overlap. The reasons for these size differences are complex, woven into the fabric of their evolutionary history and the specific environmental pressures each lineage has faced. Factors such as metabolic rate, growth patterns, longevity, and the availability of large prey items in their respective habitats all play a role in determining the ultimate size an individual or a species can attain. I have sculpted them according to these intricate variables. It is also worth noting that within any given species, males typically grow larger than females, a common trait among many of the creatures I have designed, particularly where competition for mates or territory is intense. This sexual dimorphism is quite pronounced in both alligators and crocodiles, with dominant males often being significantly larger and more robust. The energy investment required to reach such impressive sizes is considerable. These reptiles are masters of energy conservation, capable of long periods of inactivity, punctuated by explosive bursts of predatory action. Their cold-blooded physiology allows them to channel more energy into growth than warm-blooded animals of similar predatory inclination. So, while a visual estimation of size in the wild can be deceptive, particularly without a clear frame of reference, the general rule holds. If you are looking at a truly gigantic crocodilian, one that seems to stretch the very limits of reptilian possibility, the chances are higher that it is a member of the crocodile family. Their potential for sheer mass is one of their most imposing characteristics. This disparity in bulk and length is another thread in the complex tapestry that distinguishes these two groups. It reflects different evolutionary strategies, different ecological roles, and the diverse ways in which I have allowed them to express their predatory dominance in the aquatic environments of our world. Size, in this case, truly does matter. Chapter 4. Temperament and tenacity. The nature of the beast. Beyond the physical distinctions of snout and size lies the more intangible yet critically important aspect of temperament. The inherent disposition of these animals, their general demeanor and propensity for aggression often differs markedly between alligators and crocodiles, influencing their interactions with other species, including significantly humankind. This is a delicate yet vital part of their being, as I've shaped them. As a general observation, many crocodile species are regarded as being inherently more aggressive and unpredictable than their alligator relatives. They are often quicker to attack and may exhibit less hesitation in confrontational situations. This heightened aggression can be seen as an adaptive trait, particularly for species that inhabit more open and competitive environments or frequently encounter large, potentially dangerous prey. Consider the Nile crocodile or the saltwater crocodile. These species have a formidable reputation and, sadly, are responsible for more attacks on humans than any other crocodilian. This is not to say they are inherently malicious, for such human attributions do not apply to the creatures I design. Rather, their predatory instincts are highly attuned, and in certain circumstances, humans can be mistaken for or simply become prey. This more assertive nature can be observed in their territorial displays, their hunting techniques, and their responses to perceived threats. A large crocodile may view almost any creature entering its territory as either a potential meal or a rival, and react accordingly with swift and decisive force. Their very presence demands a heightened level of caution and respect. Alligators, by contrast, particularly the American alligator, are often described as being somewhat more reserved and less overtly aggressive towards humans, unless, of course, they are provoked, their nests are threatened, or they have become unnaturally accustomed to human presence through feeding. They are still incredibly powerful predators, capable of inflicting serious harm, but their first instinct when encountering humans is often to retreat or observe from a distance. This is not to imply docility. An alligator cornered or surprised will defend itself fiercely. However, unprovoked attacks are statistically less common compared to those by some of their crocodile cousins. They are masters of the ambush, patient hunters who prefer to wait for an opportune moment rather than engaging in overtly confrontational pursuits over longer distances. The reasons for these behavioral differences are multifaceted, likely rooted in their evolutionary history, the types of environments they typically inhabit, and the nature of the prey they have adapted to hunt. Perhaps the denser, more enclosed habitats of many alligators favor a more cautious, stealth-based approach, while the often more open territories of some crocodiles necessitate a bolder, more assertive strategy. It is also crucial to remember that temperament can vary significantly, not just between species, but also between individuals within a species, and can be influenced by factors such as age, sex, time of year, such as nesting season, and previous experiences. A mother alligator guarding her nest will exhibit a level of aggression comparable to any protective parent in the animal kingdom I have created. Moreover, the perception of aggression can sometimes be skewed by human proximity and interaction. In areas where crocodiles and humans frequently cross paths, particularly around water sources in some parts of the world, the potential for conflict is naturally higher, leading to a greater number of recorded incidents. This does not necessarily mean every individual crocodile is perpetually on the offensive. Ultimately, both alligators and crocodiles are wild animals, apex predators whose behavior is driven by ancient instincts for survival and procreation. They are not inherently good or bad, they are simply highly efficient components of the ecosystems I have placed them in. Understanding their general behavioral tendencies, however, is crucial for coexistence and for appreciating the subtle differences in their predatory personas. Therefore, while caution is paramount when near any large crocodilian, the general consensus among those who study these magnificent creatures is that one must exercise an even greater degree of vigilance and respect in territories known to be inhabited by the larger and more notoriously assertive crocodile species. Their spirit is often a wilder, more untamable one. Chapter 5. Coats of armor, skin, scales and shades. The skin of a crocodilian is a marvel of natural engineering, a flexible suit of armor that provides protection, camouflage and even sensory input. And just as their snouts and temperaments differ, so too do the patterns and hues of their integument offer clues, albeit sometimes more subtle, to distinguish alligator from crocodile. These external garments are yet another canvas upon which I have painted their unique identities. Alligators, particularly the American alligator, tend to exhibit a darker, more uniform coloration. Their backs and sides are often a deep olive-brown, grey or almost black. This somber shading provides excellent camouflage in the murky, tannin-stained waters of the swamps and slow-moving rivers they frequently inhabit. The darker pigment helps them blend seamlessly with shadows and submerged vegetation, making them incredibly stealthy hunters. Furthermore, the skin of an alligator, while incredibly tough and scaled, may appear somewhat smoother or less rugged to the casual observer when compared to some crocodile species. The osteoderm's bony plates within the skin that provide armor are present and formidable, but the overall texture can seem more uniform. This darker, more consistent coloration is a key visual characteristic. Another subtle but often noted feature on the skin of alligators relates to sensory organs. While both groups possess integumentary sensory organs, ISOs, small pigmented domes sensitive to pressure and vibration in the water, their distribution can differ. In alligators, these ISOs are typically concentrated around the jaws. Crocodiles, conversely, often display a lighter and more varied palette. Their coloration can range from light tan and olive green to greyish-brown, frequently adorned with patterns of darker spots, speckles or bands. This more mottled appearance can offer effective camouflage in a wider array of environments, from sandy riverbanks and sun-dappled estuaries to the complex backdrop of mangrove roots. The skin texture of many crocodiles may also appear rougher or more craggy, with more pronounced keels on their scales, particularly along the back and tail. This rugged exterior contributes to their ancient, almost primeval look. Their armor is no less effective, simply expressed with a different aesthetic, sculpted for the varied conditions they might encounter in both fresh and saline waters. Crucially, in crocodiles, the aforementioned integumentary sensory organs are more widely distributed across their bodies. Almost every scale on a crocodile can host one of these remarkable sensory pits. This makes their entire skin surface a highly sensitive organ, capable of detecting minute changes in water pressure and movement, an invaluable tool for locating prey even in turbid water or complete darkness. This widespread distribution of ISOs on crocodiles is a significant sensory advantage, particularly for species that hunt in diverse and often challenging aquatic environments. It is as if their entire body is constantly feeling the water around them, providing a detailed map of their immediate surroundings. This is a remarkable adaptation that I have bestowed upon them. So while coloration can vary with age, local environment, and even the time since their last shed, the general trend of darker, more uniform skin in alligators versus lighter, more patterned skin in crocodiles often holds true. Look for that deep, shadowy hue of the alligator, adapted for the shaded backwaters, versus the often more complex, earthy tones of the crocodile, suited for a broader range of sunlit or varied habitats. The presence or absence of visible spotting or banding, especially on the flanks and tail, can also be a helpful, though not infallible, indicator. Many crocodile species retain distinct patterns throughout their lives, whereas adult alligators tend to be more uniformly dark, though juveniles of both groups can be more strikingly patterned. These differences in skin texture and coloration are not mere superficialities. They are adaptations honed over millennia, contributing to their survival by aiding in camouflage, thermoregulation, and sensory perception. Each scale, each pigment granule is part of a complex system designed for life at the top of the aquatic food chain, a testament to the intricate detailing I employ in my creations. Chapter 6. Echoes of Antiquity. Masters of Today. And so, our journey through the subtle yet significant distinctions between alligators and crocodiles comes to a close. We have seen how the shape of a snout can tell tales of diet and hunting strategy, how the very water they inhabit is dictated by remarkable physiological adaptations, and how differences in size, temperament, and even the texture of their skin contribute to their unique identities. These are not mere variations, but profound evolutionary statements, testaments to the diverse paths I have laid for life on this planet. While their differences are fascinating, let us also remember their shared heritage, their common role as apex predators, and the vital part they play in maintaining the health and balance of their aquatic ecosystems. Both alligators and crocodiles are survivors, relics of an ancient lineage that has weathered epochs of change, embodying a resilience and a power that continues to command our deepest respect. They are, in essence, two magnificent facets of the same enduring crocodilian spirit. These creatures, often misunderstood, are integral to the rich biodiversity I've fostered. I encourage you, the viewers, to share your own thoughts, your encounters, or perhaps questions you still hold about these formidable reptiles. For in understanding them better, we learn to appreciate more fully the intricate and wondrous complexity of the natural world and our place within it.